It was a long process. Essentially what happened is we have over 100 community meetings, probably up to 150 community meetings. The two districts met, and before consolidation, they voted in two separate elections to build a new high school and two new elementaries. The biggest thing we've seen with access to the school, it's just slow. It's slower than what the general public would like.
When MnDOT and St. Louis County first started the discussions about this project, the things that were our largest concerns was the operations of the transportation network, as well as the safety. From a safety standpoint, we've had some recent experience, I would say, in the last 10 years, where we actually experienced a fatality involving a younger driver at one of the intersections along Highway 53. And with that knowledge, and also knowing the risks that are associated with those existing intersections on 53, it was quickly elevated. The community of Eveleth is in generally close proximity to the new school campus, so it provides an opportunity for not just riding the bus, driving to the school, but also walking and biking to the school.
The first thing which really we wanted to worry about was the safety, and those just the vehicular safety, but safety for all modes of transportation. Additionally, this project will go through and just replace some aging infrastructure that we have with the bridges, get up to the current design standards for where we're at with some of the bridge designs, making sure we're having proper clearance on things.
That we do have some kids who take ATVs to school, because that's up here you can do that. And so we do have kids who walk to school. We do have kids who bike. They primarily come from a neighborhood called Midway. And then this other area they primarily tend to come from is from Eveleth Gilbert, the city of Eveleth, I should say. If you're coming from Eveleth, you have to cross Highway 53, which is 4 lanes, and they're going 55 miles an hour if lights are not red.
We've been trying for years and trying to figure out a way that we can punch a road between Highway 37 and come out on the Progress Parkway Road, because the city is landlocked because of all the mining companies own all this land around the city of Eveleth here. So we do have some land out in that area that we thought if we can punch a road through there, possibly start some development out there. So we've been discussing it for years, and then more important things come up with the city. So when all this was taking place and we were involved in the intersection process with the highway and the county, we mentioned that, possibly the cities want a road punched through there. Maybe we can work something out and have a road built through that area to hook onto Progress Parkway. And once everybody started listening and hearing that, they thought it was a good idea just to take some pressure off the Highway 53 intersections.
We're not that far off of Highway 53, and Highway 53 is the major conduit. If you're going up to Lake Vermilion, this part of the range, everybody goes through here. And so I know the city of Eveleth and the people, and they're looking at economic development on the roads along Highway 53, because it's a natural stopping off place for people trying to fast food, stay overnight. It's really, this corridor is it's key to the area.
We're working with purchasing and developing that land up at the old Eveleth School campus. And there's quite a bit of land there, many acres. So we're seeing a vision that we're really excited about, because like I said, being landlocked in Eveleth, you don't have a whole lot of area to expand houses and, get people to move up here with a new development. Besides the development on the other side of the highway, hoping to get some new businesses in that area someday. And then we'd be able to provide housing areas to build new houses and maybe have townhomes, maybe a couple apartments. And this is opening up a lot of opportunities for us, both at the school property and across the highway and Progress Park.
We, from a process standpoint, we really wanted to focus on promoting and having lots of emphasis on public input. And so to accomplish that, we structured the process in a way that we were ensuring input from representative stakeholders from the community. So we think about businesses, we think about the local residents, we think about the local agencies, the City of Evelyn and the Salva Trail, law enforcement, emergency response, maintenance. And so we really wanted to make sure that the process itself was very inclusive and we were getting that input into the project. It wasn't just an in-person process, but we actually people could participate remotely through surveys and joining meetings remotely.
I've been in meeting with these folks for a number of years right now. So this started, 3 years ago, I want to say. And so I've been involved in lots of meetings with St. Louis County officials, with MnDOT officials. They've been held up here, some have been Zoom, but there's always an in-person component in the meetings that I've been involved in. It's involved safety, traffic flow. They've had a number of meetings involving area business people and community members who can also come in and voice their opinion on what they think about in this. I've actually been very impressed.
The city has been involved throughout this whole process. We're part of the planning, been involved in almost every meeting they've had on a design of the intersections. That's where we first started, is what best fits Highway 53 for the City of Evelyn, the school district, and the highway, and the county. We've been in the planning stages with them throughout this process, just trying to find the best options for safety and convenience.
Overall, this has been a pretty fast-moving project as far as MnDOT standards go, but a project that is really trying to meet the needs of what the community is kind of changing to with the new school campus. So I know us at MnDOT are pretty excited to work on a project like this. It's going to have a benefit for a community, a lot of positive benefit for a community.
I think it's important to note that this transportation project is a tremendous success. And here's what I mean by that. Late 2020, MnDOT and St. Louis County had our first discussions. And we went from basically, we'll call it maybe January of 2021 to July of 2023. We went from that period of time from no concepts, no awareness of what we were trying to accomplish, still trying to figure out what the current issues or local issues were. We went from that position to we had a scope, we had a layout, we had a concept, we have a project, and we had it funded on the Highway 53 side in 2.5 years. We're very excited, and we think this is going to be a project to be showcased for many years to come.